Hello, welcome to 10 Minute English. My name is Chelu and I will be your host and guide in this adventure of learning English. Today's lesson is a correct, incorrect lesson. We will speak about prefer and would rather, and it's not the first time. You will see the same lesson in the section vocabulary or grammar. So you'll see a lot of lessons that are in 2 or 3 categories. Good. Why is it important for you? Because in these grammar, vocabulary sections, you will learn the concepts, the situations, you'll have a lot of examples to see when we use these concepts. And in this lesson, in this type of lesson of correct, incorrect, we focus mainly on the mistakes that you students make when you speak English. Okay? So it's very, very important. You can take this type of lessons, correct, incorrect, as a review of what you learned previously by watching our videos. Okay? Good. So, the first type of mistake that appear is when we express preference for somebody or for something over another person or another thing. Okay, let's see. So, the correct, I will start by the correct one. Oh no, let me start with the incorrect one, because this is what my students tell me a lot in my classes. Okay, so I prefer coffee than tea. And this is what I get a lot. Okay? Wrong. And if you didn't know it by now, okay, now it's time to know it. The correct one will be, I prefer coffee to tea. Okay? To tea. This is the correct one. Let's cross off the incorrect one. Okay? Okay. Yeah, the mistake being here. Okay? So, I prefer hot weather to cold weather. I prefer chocolate to ice cream. Is it clear? Do this exercise. Do this speaking exercise after we finish the class, and you will see that if you repeat it, you will say to and not then. Okay. We have another construction to express prefer. You will see the explanations in the other video lessons that I recommended you with the same name. But now we concentrate on the mistakes that we can make with would rather. So if I want to say the same sentence by using would rather, I will have to do something like this. Would rather exists only with the same meaning. Would rather and prefer are the same, but would rather needs a verb here. Yeah? So I would rather drink, or I would rather have, okay, coffee to tea. And now I'm trying, because I first learned I prefer coffee to tea, and now I know that it's correct. And then when I finally putting would rather in my vocabulary, then I say, okay, now I'm going to say I would rather drink or have coffee to tea. No, would rather is with then. So let's cross this off here, no? And this will be an incorrect sentence. When you use would rather, this will be the incorrect one, okay? As I was saying, when you use would rather, don't forget to place a verb here, okay? So the correct sentence would be, I would rather drink or have coffee than tea. So here, then is correct. Then is not correct when you express preference for one thing or for one person over another one when you use prefer. So I prefer coffee to tea. I would rather have coffee than tea. Okay? Good. Entonces, so let's continue. Let's continue. Now, another type of mistakes that we make is when we place a verb after prefer and would rather anyway must be followed by a verb. Prefer, not necessary. Okay, so let's see a second. So this was the first situation when we express preference for something or for somebody over another person. Okay, now let's place a verb. So the correct, we know the correct ones. No? If I use prefer, I prefer dancing. I prefer dancing, but it's also correct to say I prefer to dance. Okay? Correct, correct. Okay? So the mistake that you can make here is by saying I prefer dance. No. So let's say incorrect. This will be the wrong one, okay? I prefer dance. No, I prefer dancing, I prefer to dance. Okay? When you use would rather, this is most difficult, no? But if you get very well this concept that would rather has a short infinitive, so the verb without the particle to, the verb without the ending ing. Afterwards, if you get this idea very, very clear in your mind, then it's very easy. Because now I would say, for example, I would rather, this will be the correct one, no? I would rather dance, no? As I know that I must use the verb without the particle to or without ing. Okay, I would rather than. So the mistakes that I could make is by saying the other two options. I would rather to dance. No way, it's wrong. I would rather dancing or I would rather to dance. These are the incorrect. Okay? To dance. Okay, let's cross them off. I would rather dancing. No. I would rather to dance. No. So we have I would rather dance. Okay? In conclusion, when we use prefer and would rather, we must be careful about this kind of mistake. First is when I express preference for somebody or for something over another thing or another person. Okay, let's see. I prefer coffee to tea. This is the correct one. Okay? I would rather have, because I need a verb, I would rather have coffee than tea. Okay? This is very important. Make this exercise. Another example. I prefer chocolate to ice cream. I would rather eat chocolate than ice cream. Okay? Do this exercise all the time. Good. The second kind of mistakes comes from using a verb after preferred or would rather and its form. So, we prefer very, very unlikely to make a mistake. I don't think you'll make this mistake because you have two options. I prefer dancing, I prefer to dance. These two are correct. What is wrong is I prefer dance. With would rather, we already know that we must place a verb without the particle to before and without an ing at the end. So we say, I would rather dance. This is the only correct one. Okay, let's, no. check it here. And the mistakes would be, I would rather dancing. No, wait. I would rather to dance. No, I would rather dance. I hope you enjoyed the class, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to like the lesson if you liked it, of course, and share it with your friends and relatives that really need studying English. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to the next class with you.